Canada's diplomatic tensions with the United States have escalated in recent days, with Ottawa claiming that the potential cancellation of the F-35 fighter jet purchase has disrupted the agenda. Is Canada truly preparing to cancel the $13 billion F-35 deal? Washington's steel and aluminum tariffs, additional taxes on agricultural products, and economic pressures appear to have pushed Ottawa to retaliate. Furthermore, the Canadian government is signalling a reconsideration not only of the F-35 purchase, but also of its military cooperation with the United States. What do Prime Minister Mark Carney's and Defence Minister Bill Blair's statements mean? Is Canada shifting towards buying European fighter jets instead? For nearly 2 years, Canada has faced turbulence in its defence and trade relations with the US, particularly due to tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on the automotive and steel sectors, along with trade conflicts in dairy and steel. Ottawa is now questioning its reliance on a single supplier. Diplomatic frictions and White House threats regarding trade quotas have strained relations, leading to discussions on cancelling the F-35 purchase. In an interview on March 12th, Mark Carney stated that Canada must recognise it cannot trust the US on everything, suggesting a review of the F-35 project. Defence Minister Bill Blair echoed this sentiment, prompting speculation about the deal's cancellation. On March 14th, Blair confirmed that Canada is actively exploring alternatives to the US F-35 and engaging with rival aircraft manufacturers. Comments circulated that Canada might favour European jets, such as the Eurofighter Typhoon or the French Rafale, over the F-35. In the early 2010s, Canada briefly considered these options before choosing the F-35 due to its integration benefits with the US. However, changing conditions and strained US-Canada relations are pushing Ottawa to diversify its defence partnerships. Despite its geographic proximity to the US and logistical dependence on American military support, Canadian politicians have recently asserted that Canada has alternatives and will not accept every US policy. European aircraft manufacturers argue they can meet Canada's needs, with the Eurofighter Consortium highlighting its aircraft's versatility and lower maintenance costs, while Dassault claims the Rafale is suited to the Canadian climate. However, the F-35, with its fifth-generation stealth technology, is used by key allies, including the US, the UK, Italy, Australia, Norway, and Denmark, offering benefits in joint operations and logistics. The Trump administration's tariffs, trade frictions, and credibility issues have shaken Ottawa, amplifying calls to reconsider reliance on the US. With Mark Carney's backing, the argument for turning to Europe gains traction. The $13 billion deal was expected to secure 88 F-35s, with deliveries beginning in 2026 and replacing CF-18s by the early 2030s. But if the deal collapses, Canada's defence strategy may take a new direction. Due to US pressure, Ottawa will quickly seek a replacement, but reopening a defence contract of this magnitude would require restarting technical evaluations from scratch. At the same time, Canada is weighing whether it makes sense to completely sever ties with its southern neighbour, though tensions are high. In the latest trade dispute, Trump imposed tariffs on Canada's dairy and steel industries, straining relations and bringing the potential cancellation of the F-35 deal into focus. European alternatives include the Eurofighter Typhoon, jointly produced by the UK, Germany, Italy, and Spain, France's Rafale, and Sweden's Gripen, all fourth or 4.5 generation aircraft, while the F-35 stands out with its fifth-generation stealth technology. Canada had viewed the F-35 as a major leap forward, but alternatives such as the F-15EX, F/A-18 Super Hornet, Typhoon Tranche 4, and Rafale F-4 lack its stealth capability. However, factors like public approval and cost-effectiveness may play a role. On March 15th, Defense Secretary Bill Blair stated that treatment by trade and defense partners influences major tenders, suggesting a need for a Plan B. The foreign minister added that if the US continues imposing tariffs, Canada will explore alternatives in strategic areas. Canadian media reported these remarks with headlines suggesting a possible farewell to the F-35, though no definitive cancellation has been made. Leaks indicate that the US Department of Defense believes cancellation would seriously damage bilateral relations, urging Canada to reconsider. Until now, Canada has been deeply tied to the US in defense cooperation, with the F-35 program being key to its air fleet modernization. Turning to Europe could mean shifting defense partnerships, including potential agreements with the UK, France, or Germany, as well as expanded trade with the EU. Canada has already signaled interest in diversifying economic ties, reducing dependence on the US in the post-NAFTA era. If the F-35 deal is cancelled, it would symbolize a major shift toward Europe. Many Canadians, frustrated by US tariffs, support the cancellation, seeing it as defiance against American pressure. Despite concerns about financial costs, US officials have warned that such a move would harm relations and come at a high price for Canada. Some speculate that Canada will ultimately maintain the deal, while others believe Trump thrives on confrontation, making the situation unpredictable. Diplomats are engaged in intense discussions, and the final decision is expected within 2 months. Possible outcomes include Canada cancelling the deal and facing further US tariffs, or reaching a resolution with Washington. The issue extends beyond aircraft purchases to trade and national sovereignty. The question remains, will Canada backtrack or rupture ties with the US? Can European manufacturers provide aircraft that match the F-35's capabilities? In the coming weeks, headlines could announce either Canada's official withdrawal from the program or a US retreat on tariffs. With rapid developments, the next move remains uncertain. Will Canada truly abandon the F-35 deal for Europe? Or is this just a high-stakes bargaining tactic?